I had a weird dream last night. Of course, it was Darling in the Franxx related. It was like in a futuristic time and Verm came back and the Klaxosaurus somehow came back up from the ground. We were running through an underground bunker with Ichigo's great-great-granddaughter who was unnamed because she wouldn't tell me her name. And then she got mad at me when I kept calling her Ichigo, but it ain't my fault she wouldn't tell me her name. And that is literally all I remember. Dreams are really weird, dude. Anyways, what was the point of me telling you that? Well, there wasn't any point at all. I just really wanted to talk about my stupid dream. Moving on to the actual video, 4 big topics that I want to give my thoughts on. Now, let's start off with the big one. Yes, I'm referring to that one, a little plot twist called Verm. Now, it was obvious from the beginning that Papa was the bad guy. Any show with a dystopian setting like this is obvious the leader is the bad guy. There's no question about it. And absolutely nobody was surprised that Papa turned out to be bad. So, my theory is that absolutely no one would have minded this whatsoever, the whole aliens and Verm and stuff, if it was introduced much earlier. Not like properly as Verm, but if there was just like a one-off scene where there was a Klaxosaur attack, except it was one of the purpley dudes from Verm instead of a Klaxosaur, they fight it and win whatever, and Papa just kind of plays it off as a new class of Klaxosaur. And then it cuts to Frank talking to Nana and Hachi or something, being like, I have no idea what that was, or that was certainly not a Klaxosaur. Or the Vermbot could already be dead and it just like crashed onto Earth. Something else I thought of is that maybe one of the books they find on like the beach episode was about space, or even better, have a mission where there's a Klaxosaur sighting, but they get there, Squad 13 that is, and it just launches itself into space and they're just real confused on what just happened. But nothing else, we don't need any context for that. Launches itself into space and that's the end. People can make theories and all that. We just need something to hint that Verm or aliens or something out there exists. That this is a thing. That's the world building that we desperately needed. Besides the whole them fighting a Vermbot, these ideas would only be about like a minute, less than a minute long, but I feel like it would improve the story so much better just developing that world and everything around it. On to the next point. Oh boy, the love triangle stuff. Every time show has love triangle stuff, I don't like it. Hiro and Zero Two love each other. Ichigo loves Hiro. Goro and Ikuno love Ichigo. While the story kind of alludes to Mitsuru also loving Hiro. Then Kokoro loves Mitsuru. They do get together eventually, but their memory's all gone. So then there's the whole conundrum with Kokoro pushing Mitsuru away, but then they eventually love each other again. And then Futoshi loves Kokoro. And then screw it, let's pile on 01 liking Hiro and Frank loving 01. Why not? Just add it all to the big mess. And can you just see why the best couple in Squad 13 is Miku and Zorome? They just have a cheerful, pretend to hate each other relationship in a not creepy way. And they're just a fun couple to be around because they don't even really explicitly say they like each other. It's just a good couple in general, I think. But things were resolved literally the last episode, where Hiro and Zero Two reincarnate, Miku and Zorome are together, Ichigo and Goro are together, Kokoro and Mitsuru were together, but I mean that was established much earlier. But Ikuno and Naomi were together, and Futoshi and an unnamed woman are together. But this kind of reminds me, if any of you have seen Kisniver, there's big love triangle stuff in there, but it's kind of like that at the end. Katsuhira and Noriko, the two main characters, end up together, and Chidori, who, like the main character, ended up with the guy Tanga, who I have a cosplay of, hence my pink wig in the episode 24 review. He liked Chidori, so there's a lot of similarities as far as the love triangle crap goes. Just if you're gonna write your own show, future writers out there, don't do the love triangle stuff. Nobody likes it. It's not good for anyone. The characters hate it, and the viewers hate it. Moving on. So this next part is just gonna be kind of a list of the things I thought were confusing and never explained. It's mostly just gonna be a list because they weren't explained and I don't know how to explain them. So, starting off, the souls of 02 and Hero, just that in general, the reincarnating, 02's statue turning into a cherry blossom sapling, okay, 02's statue in general, Klaxosaurus refertilizing the earth, 02 can create constellations, that was there for like half a second and then they were attacked. And also how Sterlitzia still was not taken out by Papa through the week long of prayers that were happening on Earth. The last thing is kind of pretty much how there are no repercussions for the extreme magma energy withdrawal. Now, there's a little bit of this with the Nines, but my guess for that is that they were ingested with a lot more drugs or magma energy. I'm pretty sure it is. I actually never really double checked on this, but I'm pretty sure it's established that they have been injected with a lot of drugs through their youth growing up. But the Nines are special, so they probably had a lot more, which is why they were all veiny, baggy eyes, and then basically killed themselves in space. And the other thing with Ikono figuring out how to stop the aging acceleration, that's really the only form of way to explain this, and how she probably died earlier than everyone else in the main story because she aged dramatically before she figured out the whole medicine for that, or I assume it's medicine. But other than that, I don't know how to explain anything else. There's not a lot of explanation with some of this stuff. The last point I want to make is concerning the Franxxes themselves. As a mecha anime, I want to see more fighting. I want to see the mechas do stuff. Towards the end of the story, we do get a lot more action, but at the beginning, basically, it was formulated every time there was a Klaxosaur attack. Everyone gets beat up, and then Sterlitzia goes and one-shots basically everything. I want to know more about each one and what they're capable of, like Argentia's claws, Genista's gun cannon thing, and Chlorophytum's gun wings and stabby legs. Because that's Ikono's and Fatoshi's has like the magma energy coating on the legs, but there's also on the wiki, I don't know how accurate it really is, Chlorophytum was stated that it can fly. Why was that never shown in the anime? That's like amazing. They have these cool designs for mechs and they should use them more. Also, a side note, it's probably just me, but I really want to see like a real rematch between Hero and Zorome. Just because I thought that was cool, like, if they fight, because initially, during the middle of the story, I thought Squad 13 was going to eventually have to fight the Nines. And I thought, like, mech on mech battle would be pretty cool. But we only get that with the first battle of them, and the first battle of them is Hero connecting to Ichigo for like 5 seconds and then disconnecting. Then Zorome trying to attack him while he's already disabled. But I just want a real fight with them. and just kind of fun. Have that rivalry. I know Zorome doesn't really hate Hiro anymore. But lastly, it is time to explain why I like this series. So, with this roller coaster of a show, I decided to stick with it and enjoy it as best as I could. I think it had a very strong start and a strong ending. Just the middle was a mess all over the place. But I liked it because the start had me hooked, so that helped me forgive some of the issues it had in the middle and helped me push through and keep watching it. Then I actually liked the ending. Things were resolved except Papa being still alive. But they had the epilogue with different times with 8 months, 2 years, 8 years, then not specified is probably 100 plus years when 02 and Hiro reincarnate. But I love seeing that, seeing how characters I learned to like changed over the long period of time. That's why One Piece, the 2 year time skip was so epic. Not only is everyone way stronger, but they have a lot of different visual changes too, especially Frankie. But now it's certainly not making any top 10 favorite anime lists, but I can say with the utmost confidence that I like Darling in the Franxx. And if you didn't, then all I can say is why did you watch it all the way through? Don't waste your time with negativity. Go spend time with your family and watch something amazing like Steins Gate or Erased. Or go hug a puppy. On that note, those are my concluding thoughts on Darling in the Franxx, and I will see you next time. Goodbye, ladies and gentlemen.